Oh,
Yo,
hey. Hey, my friend
here we
Dogan
are.
for
We are
watching.
live. Excellent. I'm trying to get logged into Twitch right now.
Hey, it's TMAD40. Check out the stream layout, yo. Robert Zilla on the keys. Hopefully I'd love to get a little audio check of I'm gonna be all kinds of tiny. Hopefully I'd like to introduce Jake. Look at Jake.
Yo, hey, what's up? Wow, I'm glowing. I'm like the glowing child here. Wow, cool, neat, glow. Cause I have a big white window stuck up here. Watch. Whoa, I'm darker now, but only a little bit. I'm still pretty glowy. What's going on? That's awesome.
It's a healthy glow. And of
Yeah, I want to
course
keep it that way
Justin
so I look
Moravitz from
creepy.
Zero Transform. If you don't know him now.
Greetings. I am Justin, that guy he just talked about.
He's a champion of Vanguard. A game that we're gonna
Vanguard
look
V?
into.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have
Yeah, no,
a
it's been a while since I got to actually work on that project, so I'm really excited to see it come up from essentially the grave in a way.
It's one of the most exciting VR games that I've seen just because I'm a big Star Fox fan and it just reminds me of that. It's got the spirit and its own style.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm a Fox fan myself, but I like making games that doesn't really require touch controls or extra controls and stuff. I mean, we fully support these in Vanguard V now, but it's not a requirement. And so I thought, why not make a rail shooter?
Excellent. We have a lovely demo of this. I'd love to know more of the story of Vanguard V. I know that Jake has done the music for the trailer, the intro. But I mean, I'm very new to the project. I'm helping with the stream any way I can. You guys, give us a background. We have a few people here. In chat, feel free to ask questions. I'll moderate. Mount up.
Sorry, I'm staring directly
Sorry,
at
I
the.
think you were asking me a question. I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Ah,
I just wanted the I guess introduction. Give me a background. Let us know who Zero
oh,
Transform is and what
oh,
all this
okay.
is
So
for.
this is on me. Oh, all right, yeah. So Zero Transform started in 2014 as a studio dedicated to virtual reality. I saw a lot of projects that were being ported over to VR that weren't necessarily for it, and a lot of tech demos that were for VR but didn't have a lot of depth. And so I thought it was important to make a studio absolutely dedicated to virtual reality. We started off with Proton Pulse, and we worked on Pulsar Arena as well. We had a couple of projects we had to do in front of Vanguard V because you got to keep the lights on, you know. And so Vanguard V was never dead. It was a project that is near and dear to my heart because I want something that has character and cinematic feel, and you can connect to the people you're playing with. And it's going to be quite the ride. I mean, we're going to be looking at level 2 today, but the boss fights in between these are just as much a level in themselves. It's going to be crazy, this whole ride. I'm very excited to have this front and center once again.
How did you get Jake? How did you get to know like Justin?
He
Where
just
did
randomly emailed me and asked if I wanted to work with him on something. And I was like, yeah, all right. You're cool. You're from the demo scene. You're okay.
that's a
Yeah, we were at a Sony party, and I saw this guy with pink hair walking, and I'm like, I think that's Jake. And then, so
Yeah,
yeah.
those are some days. Huh. I want to dye my hair pink again. I don't know. Should I do that? No, I
Oh
shouldn't do
yeah.
that.
Only if I
Let's
get
t-
to as well.
maybe like pink with purple tips. But
And then I'll be
anyway,
purple
you
with pink
emailed me one
tips.
day randomly and were like, yo, let's do this thing. I like your stuff. Here's the stuff I do. Like, you got any time? And I'm like, no, but whatever, let's do it. And like
Right.
a couple of years later,
That's one
probably
question I don't ask anymore.
we had shipped games. You know. Whoa, hey,
Yep.
hey there, tough guy. And don't even step,
Dude, you're so
Jake
skinny.
Avatar.
ooh.
He's putting the. Are you seeing the transitions on screen, Justin?
I've been looking down quite a bit, but let me see. Yeah, I'm seeing some cool stuff here.
You got to see.
Whoa!
You,
Hey, hello.
yeah,
I
you got to
just
see the
Jake
Mexico
popping up out
flag
of
and
nowhere.
Ben walking across the screen. These are the best. These are like the highlight of my life, honestly. As soon as Robbie does something awesome, we can have him obliterate the entire studio with his eye lasers. Pretty
Hello
good.
and welcome.
Oh man! All right, so we're here to write music tonight and talk about the game and just have a good time. But mostly to get this track done, because we gotta put it in the game, get it out there, get the game out there, get people playing it and learning about it and enjoying it, including the music. So can't ship with temp music. What was the temp music you were using? Do you want to say on stream?
Ooh,
Or do you...
it was. I'm trying to remember. It was in the top 5 of the Amiga mod archives. I don't remember the song though. It's like Deadwood or something.
Cool. It's a high honor to have to replace that in your mind because you've been playing it for a while and with that temp music in it. So it's gonna sound weird when there's new stuff in there.
Oh, but I've come to learn to love that. So I've kind of reset my palate in a way in anticipation of whatever it is you make tonight.
Oh man. Hang on. I just gotta see what my screen is doing here. All right, it's back. It weirded out on me for a second. Locally monitored issues. All right, so back to getting music in the game. Yeah, like so that isn't a weird experience to suddenly hear it with the new stuff in there.
Oh, it certainly was at first when we worked on Proton Pulse and the first level of Vanguard V. And I remember like, oh wow, I was so used to my old temp track, and after a while it started to grow on me, and then it became incredible. I'm like, no, it is better to accept the Jake. So it's something I've been preparing for quite some time now, and it's become an exciting thing.
Man, well, I'm sorry in advance if it sucks, but we can dial it in, we can polish it up, we can take a little off the top, you know. But yeah, I'm excited about this because first I'm gonna rename my choir track. Man,
I saw a documentary where there was some musicians that were pissed off on following temp music from directors and stuff like that. So I really don't want to be that guy.
oh, I have to do it all the time, and I'm ambiguous. I appreciate the consideration, but it's pretty much like standard industry procedure to get temp tracks, and sometimes I don't, and sometimes I do. But like it really it depends if the director has a very specific vision of what they want, and if they want to communicate that, and like, you know, that's okay to show as a reference. You know, I get it once I'm comfortable with working with a director, I need to see less and less of it, so that when it's given, it's more important than just overall guiding style. It's more like, no, you need to hit this particular style for this, because this is a comedy game about a thing, you know. So I find that getting direction is most helpful when it's to nail something down. If it's just an influence, then mere mention of the name can make me think about it. I don't need to like sift through YouTube links. I'm like, oh yeah, all right, Hall & Oates. I know exactly how that needs to sound. But
one of the things that I really like directing, and something I've had to do over the last couple of years, is enable people who help me. And so when I was working with the concept artist, Justin Spice, I would give him a lot of direction, and I'd end up with something that was over-directed. And when I gave him a little bit of framework, then I'd get something that came from him with his own spin on it. And so the way I like to approach things is to find people who are really good at putting themselves into something and building off of that. And so I'm always a little nervous over directing things, because sometimes I usually get results better than even I could imagine. But there are times where I have to be very, very specific.
Oh man, that's it's hard to yeah, it's hard to come up with any hard and fast rules. I guess it's different for everybody. Like some people do want a ton of direction, and others get like offended by it. Like the composers in the article, you know.
Right.
I'm sort of like, I think I'm at the point where if I'm talking about the project with the director, with the artists, you know, just getting really involved in the people behind it that are designing it, then when they explain what it is at a top level, like the music writes itself a lot easier than if I were just given a list of instructions, you know. Like it's better to form a good working relationship with people so that you understand everything about what they're telling you they need. Like I find the directors I get along with best are the ones that I do the best music for. That's just the way it plays out, because music is a very, very personal process. Like you're putting a lot of yourself out there, and the emotional bond with the team that you're working with helps you just go sort of over the top with it and do a really good job. Hang on, man. I'm trying to log into Twitch right now so I can chat with people. Not that I'm not enjoying chatting with you, Justin, but there,
I'm
I
on
got
top
in.
of it.
I'm
It's
in.
all good.
I'm in. Anyway, that long ramble is just to say I love working with creative people, like working with them and not just on a project, you know?
Oh,
Knowing
Yeah,
the people
it's,
behind it really makes me sort of...
It's still something I'm learning on when it comes to working with people that I'm not familiar with on how much direction do they need.
Right.
And so
you got to sound it out. You got to find out.
Yep. Well, I've always pictured this level in Vanguard V kind of like the... At Nights into Dreams, there was a really pretty soft museum, and it wasn't the first level. They didn't go with their biggest, prettiest level at the beginning. And so that's what I'm doing here in Vanguard V, is where I'm bringing out the beauty of some scale and messing with the colors and the palettes here. Because things get more serious as you go in through the game, and so I wanted to have a moment of joy before all that stuff happens.
Excellent. I'm going to watch through the video on here before I go to work. Should we do that on the main machine out there, and maybe I come out and talk about it with you?
Sure.
We can make that happen.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I mean,
Because I'm not just going to start writing music right now. We're going to watch the thing. And then, so I want to screen it all the way through. Make sense?
what?
Works for me.
Why?
All right.
Oh, I see.
I'm going to come
No,
out
but this
and
is...
we'll watch. What's up? Oh. And then I'll
I
watch it,
think we have an
maximize that in
understanding.
here. Hey.
Has
I'll
Jake played
maximize
level
it on
2
my
yet?
screen, all right?
Nightmare Season, no. Jake actually has not seen... he hasn't played level 2 yet. He's seen it, but he hasn't played it. I actually have. But I'm not making the music. I just compliment the artists and listen to chat. And maybe throw in an anecdote about working with directors and creative life. And double sunglasses life.
Yeah, man, I'm loving the double sunglasses look. That looks like... I expect you to say every word twice.
Well, that was the problem with, getting going on such short notice.
Yeah.
As we were doubling super hard.
Yeah, there was a lot of robot happening. We were doing the robot pretty hard. Going ham
So
on the
Nightmare
robot.
Season, Justin is very much interested in, the next level, and I think that's supposed to come through in a month if we can get it working right.
Oh, we're looking within a week.
Oh wow, it is March. Sorry, my brain is in another century.
Yeah, man.
Dang.
Same.
Vax on an Indiegogo. Team Ad 40 Blue, thank you so much. This is about getting this going and showing you guys a cool project. I don't know if you know about it. You might. Zero Transform's been doing a lot of cool like PSVR games and all kinds of VR projects, like
Aw, son
hitting
of
every
a bitch.
platform. He just showed us some cool VR headsets that are like, I don't know how to describe them, but uncommon or not marketed as widely. I'm into that. But what's this? Oh,
Guys, sorry, I can't watch the video until it turns out this is one of the few formats that QuickTime on Cubase is not gonna like, the whatever compression format you're using. But I have Handbrake, so who the hell cares? Let's get it done.
I can go through level 1 without it making any noise for those who haven't seen it.
Well, all right. In the meantime, I'm gonna put Handbrake over here, and let's make sure I don't have anything incriminating on the screen first.
I mean, I just want to get developer commentary for the documentary, you know. I need more sunglasses, obviously.
All right, here we go.
This is my Let's Play of Handbrake.
We're going to output to a Apple device at 720p. Now let's make
Wait.
it 1080p.
Yeah, I gotta figure out. Oh no.
We can play it on the other computer, but we just right before you start it, just mute Skype and then play it and then turn it back on. Very simple. We can just do that.
Wait, what?
I think we have more sunglasses in the building.
It doesn't matter. I need to transcode the video anyway to use it in Cubase, so I'm gonna just do it over here real quick. Good thinking though. That would be a good way to do it.
Go.
All right. Variable frame rate, constant frame rate.
We've got a plan.
See, I'm absolutely fascinated to know which compression settings Jake is going to use, because I could spend like hours with these little settings.
Yeah, I'm starting to be scared for my ability to get any work done instead of just twiddling with this all night. I'm trying to just make it fast and responsive, so I think this should be okay.
Oh, this
These
is gonna be
settings look good to
complicated.
me. All right, let's do it. Start.
I
Where's
feel
it
like
gonna be
Stud
saved?
Spider.
Who cares? Oh, destination. Nice. Desktop. Hey, thanks. Wait, is there... No, I'm not looking in here. Just accept the defaults.
How many cores are you running, Jake?
I am running... Let me show you my... I'm running 6.
Gotcha. That's the same as what I'm running.
This is my specs. Wait, I shouldn't put the serial number on there, should I?
That's great.
Oh, I don't know.
Crap. Rocks.
Unless somebody wants to buy me Apple Care.
There you go.
You know, I accept donations. But yeah, it's delay 2013, so it's
Oh crap.
super a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, and you get the since you're using Mac OS, it uses the other GPU for common processing stuff too.
Yeah. Well, I was clinched on getting the canister instead of just working on a MacBook Pro because I can load this thing with 128 gigs of RAM and just never have to worry about anything ever again because I could just load up my orchestra and just have it always loaded while I'm using the computer for other shit. I could be editing in Premiere and have the orchestra loaded. And if I have ADD and I want to switch between the two tasks, Bob's your uncle.
Ouch.
Have fun.
So right now, I see on the stream we're playing level 1.
I'm looking at it. I haven't played this. I watched videos of it on YouTube, which are everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos of this.
But I haven't really felt successful at a playthrough of it. I haven't done it. Also, we just got this today. I like that mechanic. That's cute.
Yeah, sorry about the targeting reticle. So one thing I should point out is that this is an early access release. There's going to be some polish going on, and we actually have a developer commentary section in every level. You just hit a button, and then you see my face come up in 3D talking about what it took to develop each section. But as we go through on the early access building, we're going to keep you in the loop. We're going to be providing weekly updates in the build itself, so it'll automatically download and update itself in the background. And when you guys start up Vanguard V, you're going to just see something new quite constantly. It'll be quite nice.
That's way cool. I saw one of them had like a thank you video at the end of the demo. I think an earlier video.
Yeah, that was back in the Kickstarter
All right.
in 2014. I actually used two iPhone 4Ss and separated them a little bit to record video in 3D. So when you see that video, there's some depth to it.
That's the DIY way to get your stereo video going. If I may say, that's darn developer gangster. I like that. Like, well, you know. Oh man. Go around. So am I locking on with some kind of... Whoa, sorry.
So you are missing the targeting reticle. That is something that has the far clipping plane on the 2D camera. For some reason, is not showing your reticle. If you were playing this in VR, it'd just be right in front of you. So what you paint the targets with the targeting reticle. It auto locks on and then fires a laser.
All
But
right.
as you smash the spacebar, you also have the Vulcan cannon, which is a new addition from level 2. That's why there's two little options flying with you on the sides. And if you look really closely at them, there are Vive controllers. And if you're using Oculus, you'll see little Oculus controllers instead.
Oh. I do see. I wonder if I can look at it sideways. Right? Ah, crap. I didn't even know that you could actually completely look behind you.
Oh,
what
yeah.
the-
That's half the fun. I mean, quite literally half the fun when you use all 360.
Let's see. At what point do you move from being like, I guess, have all of your systems in place, and then really start to refine the look and like the elements of the game? Like, when did you know that because now that you mentioned these additional weapons on the top, I'm thinking more of like R-Type or something like that, or like Raiden, like these kind of games where you keep getting like additions and you become like a tank with wings, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. We change up the gameplay quite a bit, level to level. So right in front of you, there's a parasite cluster, or there was, and in level 2, you're tumbling through the atmosphere, or before level 2, in the boss fight, you're tumbling through the atmosphere, fighting this thing off in the clouds. But you're literally on fire, so most of your systems are off. It goes to more of a top-down view, and it becomes a bullet hell shooter type experience where you have to knock things out as a ball of fire. You become the weapon yourself, so it's a really interesting experience. We try to keep it mixed up. I'm looking forward to getting that level out to the public. It's going to be neat.
Do you know how many stages you want to put in the full experience, like bosses? And I know those are kind of separate events from normal levels, but like how... I don't want to ruin the arc, but I definitely want to know the characters. If you can kind of see like faded out here, and also inside of our stream, I think directly below me is Bit, and far across where my arm is cut off in the void is Q, right?
Yeah, and so Bit, he's kind of like a drone that follows you. And what he does is he streams what he sees to your visor. So you're technically in first person, but you see yourself in third person to give yourself a better spatial awareness. And so they interact back and forth quite a bit. And the dialogue and the characters is something that's really important to me. What's interesting about Bit, though, is when you play a level, he will say the exact same things at the exact same time, but he has a personality to it. But he's an AI, so that it's somewhat expected to hear the same thing. But when it comes to Q, she's human, so when you replay a level or replay a section of a level, she might not say the same thing or react the same way every single time because she's not AI.
That's a really nice detail. Really, more it illustrates each personality more. I think that people through a single playthrough would kind of take that for granted, right? But with this type of game, you're going to want to get a better score and ride again, or at least beat somebody else's.
So going back to your question on number of levels, you start off in space, just in orbit, basically. And the end of the game takes place in the core of the planet, and we section each level to have a very diverse look from the previous level. And we try to mix it up within each level as well. And so we're in space, we're in the clouds, we're on the surface, we're entering the surface, the lava caverns, stuff like that. There's so many opportunities for mixing things up on the way down. That should be quite interesting.
Is this an Earth-like planet, or is this Earth?
Technically, this is Earth.
Is that part of the story? Should I not have pressed the question?
Well, it's not so. It's not really an important factor in the whole thing because it doesn't really resemble Earth in some aspects visually. But it's supposed to be familiar enough that when there's something invading, you feel like something's taking your space, or it doesn't belong, essentially. And so we have to make it somewhat Earth-like. And the whole idea was to have it here in Earth, so you can relate to the damage and stuff as it's going on. The threat, more or less.
Okay.
Let's see what chat is saying here. I haven't been able to see on this side of the screen for a little bit, so my apologies to chat.
Yeah, I'm chilling with chat right now, and thinking about the music while you guys are talking. So this is actually pretty useful. Dude, Ben, you got the quad glasses. What? That's awesome.
We're upgrading.
Oh man, I didn't notice.
I love the
that's
quad
sweet.
glasses.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've done all week.
Let's see how many headsets I could put in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry. The title of the stream is part of that pre-composed tweet that goes out. So thank you guys for doing that and bringing people in and being supportive and excited about cool games and quad glasses. You come for the quad glasses, you stay for the mastered classes. I was trying to come up with something that rhymes decent, but I mean, we're talking about dedicated, powerful, colorful dudes.
I mean, you're wearing sunglasses indoors. If that wasn't suspicious enough, you're.
Oh, my screen is flickering again.
Oh no.
That means
Flickering.
the cable's loose again. Uh-oh. Let's see if it stabilizes. Man, video routing sucks. It's like one of the worst things to have to plan in a building. Like in a studio setting. Like the video routing itself, the wires and what goes into what comes out of what, how you hear somebody but not the other guy so you don't echo. Oh my god, it's incredibly difficult to set up a studio. But it's so much fun too when you get it right.
Yep.
Iteration, right? Okay.
It's the mother.
Handbrake is finished. So let's re-import the video and see if it reads better.
Show me that handbrake. I'll black out. Do you see it?
All right, let's drag it in. Drag in, naturally dictating. Oh man. Moment of truth. Come on. You got this. Please play smoothly.
Knights and
That's all I'm
Star Fox
asking.
and Panzer Dragoon. And a little bit of res. Okay, I get that.
It's because it's 60 frames a second and whatever codec you're using is just too CPU heavy to be running my virtual orchestra right now. It shouldn't be, but actually I think it's just bad decoding in Cubase, more likely. What? Why is it cropped? Dear God, tell me it's not cropped the whole way through. It plays smooth though.
Hey.
Yeah, so
That's
it just
pretty.
cropped it in half.
I can't see the video on my end. Oh, okay. So it's not cropped. It was captured on an ultra-wide monitor. My apologies.
Oh, so that's full screen?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Okay, great. It's generating its thumbnail cache right now. That sounds gross. That sounds like something a serial killer would collect. They'd find in a serial killer's house.
Or maybe like
Thumbnail cache. I got that thumbnail cache. I got bills to pay. Don't have time to be
I
doing
just
this today.
hide things under my thumbnail.
Waiting for the cache to assemble itself. Oh yeah, look at that. That's awesome. Fucking wide, ultra wide monitor. Robbie likes you now.
All about screen real estate.
He's got a point.
I just use 6 monitors, so I have a lot on each one, but not so much that I'm constantly distracted by seeing everything at once. Like, I have to turn my head a little bit to see a thing I don't maybe want to see all the time, because I'll just end up spending time on it all the time. Like, I don't know, Game Maker or something. If it's sitting there, I might want to use it. So I like having it off to the side. Of course, you have like 25 monitors too, don't you?
Yeah.
Can you
Right
give
now
us a
I'm only in
tour?
front of 4, but
Is your camera mobile? Can you tour us around your
oh
studio?
yeah. Let's see. Well, I mean, this is just my VR dev house office. Let's see.
Oh.
I'll see if I can back up here. But yeah, right now we're just running 3 monitors.
Yo, put in full screen.
I'll
Let's
see.
go on an adventure.
You guys want to see
Whoa.
the grid?
I mean, Unity and Unity. That's a start, first of all. Let's do
All
it.
right, let's go on a mini tour here. So this is VR Dev House. This is a house literally dedicated to VR development. Right
Awesome.
now, the other people are not in their room right now. So PlayStation 4 dev kits in here. This is where we do PSVR stuff. This is the whiteboard. I don't know if anything's important on there.
It's important to have a whiteboard.
He gave us the VR Dev House logo. Laser. But yeah, we can kind of see some of the stuff that we're doing for Vanguard V in here. And the grid where we do most of our testing and work. Let me turn on the light. This is where we do all of our room scale stuff. So let's get it in focus here. We have a full motion capture studio in here and a nice big padded floor. Right now
Is
there's a
that an
Virtuix
OmniPad?
Omni. Yeah, I need to assemble it. But yeah, there's an
Whoa.
Omni here. But yeah, this is where we test everything to make sure it works in standing, sitting, or room scale. Make sure it's all good. And all the motion capture we did for Pulsar Arena was done through here as well.
What type of motion capture rig do you use? Is it IR based or some other type of sensor?
Yeah, we're using Optitrack Flex 13s.
Ooh.
They emit a 120 hertz IR blast to reflective balls. And the latency is so low that you can pipe it to Unity and do some interesting things in real time. I'm trying to find the mixed reality camera, but yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff.
Man, such envy.
Yeah,
All the
I really
envy.
want to try mixed reality
Oh my god.
streaming. I like the illusion a lot. It's pretty
So,
satisfying.
I mean,
It looks small window. I mean, Power Block viewers get their first tour of a studio that's more fearsome than mint potions.
so I mean, the lighting in here is kind of bad right now. Oh, I dropped my mic.
In its own ways, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a different flavor of a mega playground studio.
Let's put the mic back on. All right. Yeah, so, I mean, we have this mixed reality rig here, and there's a little bit of a display. You can see this tiny display on it. It's kind of dark in here. But it gives you a live feed of the final composited render, so you can see people in a VR space in real time while holding this camera. It's pretty sweet.
Very cool.
Fun stuff. Tripping over wires. Gonna head back to my office. We have a coffee table here with a display built in. I got bored one weekend. Whoa!
All right.
Hey, it's a
Original.
Game
I see
Boy.
you got your new Nintendo. That's good.
Man, that's such a cool place.
Yes.
I am so envious of all of your video and VR toys. We have a modest setup here, but it's like we're trying to build at least a sacred volume to play in. It's a start, right? You know, I'm not
Yeah.
putting any more furniture in the way. We gotta at least clear out that much space. But man, if we could do motion tracking in here, holy shit!
Uh, we'll just farm
We
it.
gotta come up and visit.
Yep.
Do it.
I mean, we probably will have to anyway for Niran, but I want to anyway for Jake and for Justin.
You guys can have burritos together.
Yes, the best.
And some
Or maybe
horchata.
not the best if we're up there. We could hop on a plane down to San Francisco. All right,
Are you cached?
I think I'm thumbnailed. I'm thumbnailed up. Let's see. Is it gonna play steadily? No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Once it gets going. Wait, does it seek? Man, are you fucking kidding me? I think I'm gonna downscale it and maybe change the resolution to 30. As long as the timing is the same.
Hmm.
It doesn't like this. It doesn't like this in its video thing, but I have multiple options here. Maybe if I encode it as MPEG-2. I need to keyframe it more frequently, I think, so that it seeks better, you know?
Like it's a religion, right? Sikh.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna try to get it into QuickTime. Convert it into a QuickTime. All right, so I want to hear more about this game.
Which game? Vanguard V.
Just kidding. Vanguard
While
V.
I'm encoding video, it's going to be pretty boring here for a bit.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I'd like to get into level 2, because one of the things about early access is you're still developing the game, and there are enemies and techniques that you develop later on. So we've left a little bit of squishy space in level 2 to kind of revisit it once we get a little more further along in the game itself. And so there's a cave section in the middle that has hints on gameplay that we're putting in there, and some danger elements, and we're going to be really fleshing that out here soon. The water tech also, and there's 3 different types of water in this level, and it took us a while to figure out how to get something that looks like water and runs on other consoles like the PlayStation 4, and so that took quite a bit of time. But the real sweet sauce in this level is a multi-layer camera rendering system we developed, because Unity doesn't really allow you to do full screen visual effects without taking all of the images and squashing them together, essentially. So you have one effect that affects everything. So we found a way to make multiple cameras and have each camera do an individual effect. So we can have bloom on Q's exhaust. We can have a painted look for the water and the particles, so it doesn't just look like your standard rendering that you find in Unity so much. And we mix up the effects quite a bit this way to give it a more unique look.
Is that all like custom in-house tech? Are you guys using Unity Source, or are you using like a beta of their scriptable renderer, or how are you pulling that off? Because
just all with standard Unity. You could do it straight up with Unity Basic if you wanted.
Wow. There's a lot of the shader work is like very, very outstanding. The look comes together really well. I kind of want to, if you don't mind, like kind of do a silent. Can I do a silent run of this? Oh crap.
Oh yeah.
Because I want people to see really the variety and diversity you're talking about, and our aiming reticle works. There's a lot more going on here.
Yeah,
One thing that
yeah, and
we're
all of those special
oh,
effects are really in level 2, and there's no music in level 2 anyway,
well, that's why
so
we're
it'll be pretty
here.
silent anyway.
There is voice acting though, which I think is pretty darn good.
There's some acting at the beginning that is more intended for the previous boss fight,
Okay.
and so it's good to have something there when we have to present the level. But right now, the voice actors are taking another pass, and hopefully that'll be in this weekend. It'll be amazing.
I'm gonna aim this guy down. I like Oh crap! What
So
are
you can
these
use
enemies called?
spacebar. Oh, these are the parasites essentially. I mean, they're all called
Oh,
a variety of a parasite, but you can either auto lock on if you had just a head mounted display, or you can use the Vulcan weapon by smashing spacebar. Um, in this particular level, we try to keep the terrain nice and dynamic, so that's why we have the rocks falling after the meteor hit. And those, if you look up, you see a lot of meteors coming down because that's how they kind of invade the place. Is they come down in large clusters. And so we
ooh,
bring in a couple of those to keep the level dynamic. We have a second one where the water section is when we go through the valley.
kind of like
And then
the. Oh, sorry.
one of the issues we had with level 1 being in space is you couldn't really get a good sense of scale. So when we got to the waterfalls, we made sure to really open it up and put some good frames of reference there to make it seem big and open and such. And then once we're done with the waterfall, we close it in quite a bit into a valley, and then we close it in even more once we get into the cave. And
Oh,
then
that's
after the
great.
cave, you get a glimpse of what's coming because that's the after the cave is more along the lines of what we're going to be doing for gameplay. Up until this point, it's been mostly placeholder guys who come up and shoot at you. It's kind of like a carnival type firing thing. And we have things in the works, and it's good to have something there in place. But the real threat starts coming in after the cave once you're in the ocean.
What's the most difficult part about making stages for this game? Um, you have.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
right now, it's because you have a camera that cannot go through anything without disorienting somebody. So you need to have objects that can interact and hit the player in front of you, but be out of the way in time for the camera once it gets there. Because we don't turn the camera, we don't slow it down or speed it up because that would make people uncomfortable in VR. We let them drive, not us. And
Hmm.
so to absolutely ensure that people don't get sick, we have a couple of design restrictions that we have to work through. If we were to start clipping through geometry, it would fall apart pretty quick.
Um, this is. I haven't played this game in VR yet, but I'm curious about this, like, kind of the input, like the interface of having your avatar kind of in front of you, but your perspective is kind of inside of it as well, like the reflection of the eyes at the beginning of the map. Um, that very much like, ooh, you're going down. Um, it seems like a great illusion in VR, and I really actually look forward to trying it. But I want to know, like, how did you come across that? It's very unique. And
So I wanted to show a character going through objects and stuff, and the best way to do that is in third person, so you can get a good frame of reference on the objects around you. But it also allows us to mix things up. So if something were to happen, say to the drone bit, now you're in first person completely, and you have to rely on things a little bit different. I also notice when people play games like Super Mario Brothers, you see them leaning to the left or leaning to the right when they're trying to jump over large chasms and such. And so we use that as an input device for flying around. Wherever you look is where you go. And it's so intuitive. We've seen people who've never touched video games before go right through the first level, no problem.
wow, oh, it's
Yeah,
It's
I
very intuitive.
really
It's
enjoyed
very
the first
impressive.
level.
Level
It is.
one
There's the Leviathan.
pass.
Really fun.
Ooh.
Just the way it controls. It's like you're holding a figure in your hand and kind of flying with it, pretending to fly.
Mhm.
That's what it feels like when I'm playing this. It's like you get to see your character in front of you, but it's really you and your imagination, but you're holding it. That's the best way I can not get disoriented in when I'm looking around at and trying to place myself in that character. It helps to imagine that I'm actually just guiding it with hand motions as if it was a model plane that I would fly around the house with.
Yep,
It's
yep.
really nice. It's a
And so the end section where you saw the water spouts that would try to electrocute you in the ocean, if you look, there's a split second where her reflection becomes a lot more visible because the light is hitting her face a lot more intensely. And we put in little details like that. We've got a full facial motion capture rig that once we have the dialogue in there, we're going to have the expressions of the reflection reflect what's being said and how she interacts with various other things as well.
With a lot of these effects, like what is your biggest bottleneck in developing this game? Like, where do you, I don't know, I want to say cut first or focus down the most, right? But like, you found a way to do these multiple rendering passes, which is already pretty steep in terms of CPU cycles. And then there, like in that last stage, a lot of leaves, a lot of. You want to know something crazy?
What? Level 2 will run on a cell phone.
All right. What?
And and it's not even a state-of-the-art phone. It's a last year one from. I have it here somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, we have a technique that allows us to have the full quality, including the red water, running on a cell phone.
That's out of control.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
But I mean, ultimately, our biggest bottleneck when it comes to production is we do have to keep performance in mind. And so PlayStation 4 is our base model. We want to make sure everything runs on PS4, and then generally it naturally works from then on up. Let's see, who is doing the dialogue? That would be, I'm looking at chat here.
You're on it.
Bro. Egg. And Callan. I'm hoping I'm not misspelling their names. There we go.
And code almost finished. Oh boy.
I'm just a small man looking up at windows of people talking with a lot of sunglasses.
Let's see if this works any better.
Game
If not, I'm
Grumps.
transcoding.
You guys haven't seen these
30
videos?
frame.
Check this out. There's Game Grumps talking about this game, PAX Prime. And I think that's Danny Sexbang or something like it. It looks very similar. I don't know what Game Grumps look like. This guy is the video that I saw first. I had to share it.
Danny's first VR experience was actually Vanguard V Level 1.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is that him?
Yep.
We could. Oh, this. Can we watch this video?
Yeah, that
If you
looks
guys aren't
awesome. What
looking
the
at this,
hell?
we have a panel on our Twitch page where you can look at this campaign, and through that link there's a special Potion stream, I guess. Like perk. There's a secret perk. It's secret. Which is pretty sweet.
That's pretty rad.
You get Vanguard V's early access. So how do you have like a way of producing these? Like, how do you produce these cards? I know you've done other like fabrications. We have a couple of signs from you in the building that we keep up. What is this?
So these cards are anodized aluminum, and we run them through a laser CNC, and it does some amazing stuff. You can get some really good details in there. But what I really like about these things is they're really metal. This is a thin one. We're shipping out the thicker, nicer ones. I'm seeing if I have one of those here. But they come in a variety of colors, and when you get art on them, it really feels like something special. And so we put a lot of time and effort on the design that we use for the art. Like in this case, this is my business card, and so we use this ruler here to make it useful. Because if somebody takes a business card, you can hear if they throw these away first and foremost because they're so loud, they're metal. But we also make it useful, so if they throw it away, they lost a tool. So.
Have you so also along with VR, do you do a lot of other type of like I'm trying to it's CNC is not the word I'm going for, but I'm thinking more in terms of like I guess just DIY like maker stuff. Like you had your LCD coffee table, um, just these hardware facilities. What is that a hobby that's kind of turned into something crazier or what?
It's just when my mind gets bored, I have to make something. And it doesn't get bored very often, but every now and then when I'm making a game, I have to make something physical. And
Mm.
so I wanted a coffee table that also had a display embedded in it. And you can see some of that with Microsoft Surface tables that are 10 grand. I'm like, no, 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 no. You can do that much cheaper. So we measured it out. We stuck a display in there. We put a Leap Motion hand tracker in there. So you can go in virtual reality. And when you pop that sucker on, you see a 3D scanned version of the very same room, but everything's all white and clean. And you see your hands in front of you. And then you can select which experience you want to do just by grabbing in the air.
That's pretty wild. That's a very just technically or tech enabled space. Like even your face is tech enabled. Are you using that to read chat?
So, I mean, I'm not happy unless I have a head-mounted display on. It's just that simple. I can read my cat's power level, which is much higher than mine, I'm afraid.
Your cat's power level? Oh man.
Oh yeah, this has a Scouter app in it.
Of course that tell me that's a real thing, right? That really
Oh
exists.
yeah, it does.
Whoa. I mean, I'm not sure how it would gauge the power level of cats, but I'm inspired that simulation, I'm inspired by that fan. You guys want to try this game now? I'm just looking at different sections of the webpage. Sorry. I'm all over the place. Man. Jake, is your video working? No problem.
Yeah.
Hey, those of you in the chat who want to try this, I can't give you this build because I don't have permission to. But early tiers get a discount and a key to the title when it's available in March. That's this month, I think.
Yep.
Man. How very exciting. So you come from a technical art background. You come from games. You're going from games to games, and also sometimes some robots and power leveled cats. Like, what of your? I know that the details are on this page of you and members of your team working on some classic titles, but what did you do? What did you do? What did you work on? What did you love about what brought you here? Fond memories.
Back in the early 1990s, and I mean really early, we're talking before Jurassic Park, or there was this magazine that says virtual reality is coming. And I was really excited about the whole idea of being lost in this virtual world. And as we know, it wasn't ready yet. And I remember being young and being really upset that people were using it as a marketing term. So if there was 3D polygons on the screen, it's suddenly virtual reality or anything like that. But I always held out for the real deal. And it wasn't until very recently when Oculus started releasing their dev kits that people started to notice what VR could do. And my friends started to go like, hey, it's no longer a gimmick. And they were right. I mean, I had a few headsets before, but I had to fill in this gap that I could easily do because I love the tech, but anybody else, they weren't having it. And so I started developing Proton Pulse a little bit before I got my first dev kit. And I put that on a forum the same day I got the headset because it only took me like 40 minutes to port it. And so it really took off in this forum thread. And so I put up a Kickstarter and it got funded in half a day. I only needed a little bit though, so to have Unity Pro or whatever. The problem was I was working at Sony at the time. And that wouldn't have been a big deal, but they brought me into a room and they showed me their prototype. And so I had to close the door at that point and be like, I have to disclose something to you guys. Now, at that point, I had to refund the Kickstarter, and I couldn't tell anybody why because of legal reasons. They had a close eye on me. And that was very stressful at the time. But the people who were not the law side of Sony really liked what they saw. They saw something that was unique and something that they weren't expecting. They have a patent right now that shows me as the inventor of how to navigate through menus in a head-mounted display, which is kind of weird because I think that should exist anyway. But as time went on, I saw more of the allure of indie development, and I was on the fence of leaving and doing my own thing, and there was this magical night, March 22nd of 2014, where both Jake Kaufman and Dan Behrens performed live, and that was the night I decided, this is what I want. This is absolutely what I want. I'm out of Sony. 2 months later, I was out.
Huh. Welcome to the free world.
I have never once regretted that move. I absolutely love this side.
Yeah. I love working in a company because I get to go to lunch every day with a crew of awesome people and then just generally kind of work on projects and stress out like anywhere else. But it's with the team, you know? But now that's what we got here. So I'm like, never need to go back to a big company ever again if I don't have to.
Yep.
I like what they make, but I don't want to work for them 9 to 5.
So what's funny is back when I left Sony, they were working on a game that particular studio is still working on. And I have this PlayStation 4 jacket. And if I wear it around town and I come across any other Sony devs, it's an interesting thing because to them, they're like, why are you still wearing that? And then to me, I'm like, I have more right to wear this than you guys because I've actually released something on PlayStation 4. Where's your title?
True. I mean, Zero transforms in 2 PS4 games, yeah?
Yeah.
No, it's only done one. Pulsar Arena will be coming. There's some loose ends on Cymatic Bruce's character that happened through the Oculus release that needs to be fixed. But yeah, we'll be porting it eventually. It's one of those things where Oculus supported us heavily back in 2015, around the time New Ren was going on. They saw what we were doing and they got us dev kits and touch controllers way in advance to try to help us through. And so we had to put Vanguard V on the back burner because they were essentially keeping our lights on for us. And that becomes really important. And so we finished up Pulsar Arena, and it's very niche because not everybody likes music games. But I have a blast, and it's something they wanted, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty. It's pretty to look at. I like to think pretty to listen to. It's just nice to experience. All right, I have my video up. I can play this. Ready?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right, I'm ready. I'll stop this Proton Pulse video. We're talking about it, so I wanted to kind of get some visuals going. But it's way polished.
Man. Hang on. Let me open preview back up. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Oh, man, you are the best. Oh, shit. Hang on.
That's what they call me.
You might have noticed that your lasers are overheated.
Overheated?
Yes, you are quite literally on fire. Since your lasers are offline, I've activated your ballistic weaponry, also known as the Vulcan.
Ooh, a new toy. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Wow, this is absolutely breathtaking. Look at those waterfalls. Whoa. that cluster of parasites just now? Did you see the look on its face when I blew it back into its primordial state?
Face?
Well, if it had a face, I bet it would have been all like, no!
Q. Perhaps you could not let every hostile life form on this planet pinpoint our exact location.
I take it that was not from around here?
I couldn't tell. It was too far for my scanners to pick up on anything. It could have been a parasite. Parasites have the ability to absorb the DNA material of local life, adapting to the planet's environment almost immediately.
Well, shit.
I love those waves.
Whoa! That was not a rock.
Astute observation as usual. I'd advise to begin evasive maneuvers immediately.
That's the end.
All right, now I can grill someone else. Ah,
Okay. So
Dude.
now you have seen
I'm into it.
level 2. Isn't it beautiful? Can you imagine playing this in VR and actually being there? Just why does my screen keep lagging out?
Because of fate. They want you to hear. I want to know a little bit about what your process is about making music to picture. You know?
Yeah, you and me both. It's a crapshoot every time. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just wing it. I just use whatever tools are at my disposal to get what's in my head out of it, and sync stuff to tempo and as much as I can, and just like make sure the picture lines up at a beat here and there. But beyond that, it's just pretty much you're clawing at whatever insights you can, whatever hypotheses you form, and you're like, maybe I could do that. No, that's not going to work at all. Oh, maybe I could try it that way. Getting stuff to line up with the picture is really difficult because the picture has an inherent timing in it. It actually has a rhythm of its own, but it's not audible. It's you got to hear it. I mean, you got to see it. And that's what drives the music in my head is watching the tempo of the picture. Sometimes it changes. Sometimes it goes to two different places. But there's usually a pace that if you hit it with the beat, and if you hit you basically hit the hit points at just the right times, like that's the tempo that works for that area, because you're just in time to arrive at this section when you get to the section in the video. So it makes it possible to sort of find a groove in each section. And when you're scoring to a picture like this, I'm going to be able to change it up dramatically throughout. going to be able to change the tone, make it scarier or more happy, or more intense or less intense, or more foreboding or scary or spooky or atmospheric. Whatever I want to do, I can do that throughout and have a giant dynamic range throughout the entire piece. Let me actually play you level 1. If anyone streaming right now, if anyone on our stream right now has not heard level 1, I also did this on stream a few years ago, actually. Or did I? Did I stream this one, Justin? Do you remember?
I don't think we streamed it.
No, it
level
was
1.
Pip. I did Pip title theme like a week apart from that, I think. I streamed Adventures of Pip title theme.
Right.
That was the
sounds
first
familiar.
orchestration I had streamed, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, here's the original, level 1. In fact, we could probably just play gameplay footage of level 1 and just play the music over it.
I mean, I can play level 1 and we can.
I'll hit play
Listen
when you
to the
start
music.
the level.
Let's do it.
Well, level 1. Are we piping audio from yours?
No, audio is not coming from me. It's coming from Jake.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I just want to play the music by itself.
Gotcha.
Sure thing. All right, level 1 is starting.
Does it start right now?
I can pause it, I believe. I think I did, actually.
Justin, give me a hit
Yes.
point when it kicks in.
Yes, they both start at the same time.
But when?
Let's see. I get somewhat of a lag. So as soon as the screen goes black and you see the first pixelation coming in, that's like you see the UI elements. That's when you want to start the music. So you'll see like this circle UI element. That's when you want to start the music.
Oh, Ben, can you restart the level?
Yes, I think.
As soon as that thing, it's basically the very beginning.
Yeah, let
Yep,
me.
very beginning.
Here we go.
All right,
Look at
let's
that.
do it.
Oh, that's such a neat effect.
We got this.
All right, you ready? So
Yeah.
if you look at my screen, you're gonna see this my focus kind of countdown. 2, 1, go. Interpretive dance, my specialty. Okay. Flying, not my specialty. Pretty good timing.
It's so weird to see that not in VR.
Wow.
So, woo! That felt like way longer than 5 minutes because I was like replaying every note of it in my head, being like, yeah, da 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 da. Like, oh man, I remember working on that. I'm trying to think about how I can structure this one to complement what you just heard, without being samey sounding or being so different that it doesn't fit. It's got to fit in the same universe, and that's some pretty complicated stuff. I gotta step up my game for tonight. I gotta do some pretty out there stuff. I gotta do some interesting orchestration and harmony techniques. I'm probably gonna have to take a few breaks and walk around a bunch, but Robbie's ordering food for us because he's just the ultimate bro. So
Well, it turns out we started so late that we have to starve because the place was closed. So we're gonna have to find something
they're
else.
closed. You gotta
Or
be kidding
just,
me.
make
Oh man,
pancakes
Robbie's
or
on
something.
on his game though. He's picking another place.
We could do a live pancake stream.
I love this situation.
You look
here.
blue to me. So what instruments are you gonna use? So we've got like really full. We've got a really full kind of orchestral brass and like full percussion section.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first thing I want
nice.
to do is listen to the track Justin was talking about, Nights into Dreams.
Okay.
Well, you want to know which timing track I used? Is that what you want to know?
No, I want to know what your musical, what you were envisioning.
So
I will use about
in this
a
particular
tenth
case,
of it.
it was Soft Museum
Soft Museum.
from Nights. Yeah.
I don't recognize it by name, but I might have heard it before.
Well, the level had a nice look to it, and the ground was squishy, which is why it was called Soft Museum. Everything was organic. It wasn't necessarily the sound, but it was kind of the. It's not the first level, but we saved something very pretty and beautiful for later on.
Yeah.
And
Man,
so
Nights has beautiful
yeah,
music, though.
That really stayed in my mind with Soft Museum.
All right, let me listen to it. I'm not gonna base what I write on it. I'm going to understand that it is sentimental to you for this, and it makes
Sure.
you think of this level, kind of deal. And I'm gonna sort of try to evoke the same kind of response in you using different music. If that makes sense.
Oh yes, please.
Okay, that's how it works. You try to give people the same feel as something new. All right, I'll shut up. This is it right here. Okay, it's looped, I think. I could be wrong. There
Yes.
could be a B section with extra solos, but it seems to be looped.
Definitely got it. Yeah.
And I remember when I was just like, yeah, this section right here, the sweeping upward strings, like
Yeah, yeah,
those are
yeah.
cool. That's where you hit the emotional vibe. It's pretty nice. So, yeah.
What was really interesting about the music in Nights is they had so many variations of any one level song based on what time of day it was, what day of the month it was, or even the mood of some of the creatures.
Yeah, that stuff like that. I want that to be done in more games. I want that much attention to be played to music interactivity in more games. Like music branching logic, you know. If the player's underwater but also low on health, you know.
Right, right.
We have multiple combinations of music that can be created, so it's never really the same twice if you have like a bunch of factors controlling things. But yeah. All right. So obviously, since this is a space combat shooter game, it's going to be way more active than that. It's going to be less of a, you know, it's going to be less cutesy. You know what I mean? Overall,
Yeah.
less kawaii, if that makes sense. It's a specific type of cutesy. Like, I don't know if people realize this, but you guys are all looking at all these like these animes, and you're looking at all this cuteness and all this moe. Dude, moe is in the music too. And I don't just mean the lyrics. I'm not just talking about Miku talking. I'm talking about specific articulations in the melodies, in the chords, the way things are structured, the little twee packable progressions everywhere. It's packaged to be as cute and saccharine as possible, and it drips into other kinds of music, like video game music. Has a little bit of that moe in it. It's got a little bit of the cuteness. You know, the little trills on the oboes or whatever that is, the reed instrument up there. It's cute, you know. And so I love doing stuff like that. That's why I had fun on Cat Girl Without Salad, because it was just like nonstop overload of cute. But I got that out of my system right now, and there's some serious shit going down in this world. So I want to give a sense of danger while also giving a sense of momentary relief, if I have it right, from pandemonium. You know?
Yep.
It's basically just it's a sort of a bit of a lull in the action. But that doesn't mean it's not dangerous. You're still taking damage, you're still flying around and having to dodge obstacles. There's still a sense of adventure because you're seeing these breathtaking vistas unfold before you. And so there's got to be a lot of that sense of grandiosity and wonder in it. But too much of that, and you start to get into, like, you know, you beat the final boss territory. So you need to keep it driving. I'm taking my shoes off because, you know, got to work in socks. Oh, yeah, socks are awesome.
So in level 2, there are 3 basically points where you can breathe a little bit. The first one is right at the beginning where she's coming in from up above. You don't see her in front of you like you do in the previous levels.
Yeah, talk to me
and
about
that's
those.
just to get you more acclimated to what's coming. And then the second one is right when the waterfalls come in, so you get a chance to soak that in.
Where's that? That's about...
And the third one is right after all the stuff is done collapsing in the cave. So the cave opens up really wide, and then it narrows again before going to the ocean. We give a little bit of dialogue space there.
All right. Let me try to pick out the waterfall section. Because I know at the beginning starts pretty docile.
Yep.
Yeah. What's up? Yes.
Why, yes. Secretly ordering food.
Pretty simple.
Hey, thank you, many viewers,
It's a
for
big
following. Go make sure you
deal.
check out Zero Transform on the Twitter. Go to their website.
No
Good-
onions,
Good
everything else.
God, get people
Oh,
in
you're
here
the
to
best,
check out
Robbie.
this game.
I love
Something
you.
crazy is gonna
Robbie
happen.
is getting me a burrito.
And it involves musical
Isn't that the
burritos.
best?
We
Oh,
can't
man.
eat burritos together
Awesome.
all the time. If you've
Okay,
got
so-
more than a tortilla in your pocket, oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh, did my screen go away?
No,
Uh-oh.
no. Only momentarily.
Only momentarily. I'm having issues with the cable in here with the box that encodes my screen to send it to the video unit. So sometimes it blinks out, and if you
I'm
jiggle the
tempted
wire,
to-
it goes back for a while. I think it's a bad connection, or
I
Maybe
might go wiggle
the
it
box is
in a
going
minute.
bad or something. Who knows? But yeah. All right. So where were we? We are finding the waterfall section. That's at about. I mean, let me change to seconds timing here. It's about minute 40. Would you say? Minute 30.
Let's see. I'd say it's about
You have the
80
video too.
seconds
You
in,
can
so a
scrub
minute
it.
20.
What's up?
Maybe a minute 30.
Minute 20.
Minute 20 to minute 30.
Yeah, I see.
I could
'em.
actually pull it up.
Yeah, I see the waterfalls right now. Don't go chasing waterfalls. All right. So I got that
Don't
down.
do it.
And then in the next section is where the cave narrows, you said? Yeah, like right in here.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's dangerous. Ooh, yeah.
And
Uh,
just
uh,
deep.
And then it opens up to a really big cavern in the cave. That's when you get to breathe again.
Yep. And then yeah, there's two sections of it, right?
Yeah, and so you go right above the waterfall in that cavern, and there's no danger there. They're going into the backstory on how the parasites work and are able to acclimate to the worlds they invade.
Yeah.
And so there's a little bit of dialogue there.
Wow, you know, I've never seen a transition that calls for a crash cymbal roll so dramatically. As you crest into the cavern and it just opens wide before you. Man, this is awesome. This stuff evokes music very strongly.
Is it too late? The planet may already be infected.
Good lord, now that Robbie told me about burritos, I'm starting to get hella hungry.
Prepare your body for a tortilla.
Somebody in chat is talking about burrito pizza. That might just be the best combination.
That is a pretty good combination.
What?
Although, have you ever tried the taquito burrito?
No.
You take a bean burrito, you unwrap it, you put a nice crispy taquito inside, and then re-roll it. And now you have a
wow.
crispy, crunchy taquito and a burrito in one.
I like having my Mexican food in hexaflexagons.
Yeah.
Hexaflexagons. Oh, I just
Yeah.
heard about those.
You got to keep the textures in alignment, you know?
Yep.
All right, so...
No UV warping with my condiments.
So I have thought about very little of this level. I have to pretty much like do each section as it comes to me as I'm working on it. So I'll get to the end of a section and I'll just walk around for a minute and I'll just be like, what now? All right. And that's why that track that you just heard, well, a little bit ago, sounds so, it just goes all over the place because I'm literally going to a new place, both in the level, in the mindset, because I'm just walking around and, you know, getting out of it. And that's sort of like, I don't know, it's like dropping a stitch when you're knitting or something for a technique. Like you just kind of just skip for a sec and sort of recalibrate yourself, and you get new ideas. Like the head radio has moved on from the commercial break to something new. Mm-hmm. So you see what it does. And I have a Vanguard V specific radio station in my head right now, so that's fortunate. It's just playing a bunch of different things depending on, you know, each time I go back and watch the video, it'll play a slightly different thing. It hasn't really gelled to be consistent yet. So I'm going to continue watching this and think about stuff. We can continue talking and stuff. I'm just sort of zoning out and thinking about what kind of textures I want in the beginning here. It's
So
gotta be really...
if you want any background on the very intro, they just got done beating the parasite cluster from level 1 at the end of level 1. And so it careened into a mountain that was covered by clouds. And so she's coming in from that.
Got it.
Is
yeah.
that what this like rain is that's coming into the valley? Like this, are those parasites that are being scattered around?
Yeah, those are other clusters coming down.
Oh man.
Yeah, Dogen gets it. Oh man, writing music for an on-rails game. It's the best, you're scoring a film! Oh my god, it's cool! It never happens in a game unless you're doing a cinematic. The whole game is a cinematic that you actually have agency and control over. It's not just, you know, it's not just a freaking cutscene. You're still playing a really awesome game, but the timing is always going to be the same. So I can always make the same thing happen at the right time. The right thing happen at the right time without worrying about interactivity as much.
And that helps me with optimization so much because I know what they can see and what they can't see at any given point.
Oh man, this is exciting. There's going to be some interesting textures in here, maybe a little bit of an autumnal feel, which to my mind translates to a bit of an Americana feel. A little bit of Copeland in there. We can do so much with these visual settings. It changes from red to green to blue. There's every color in the rainbow in this level. I'm just skipping around to different parts and seeing what comes to mind, seeing what springs to me. I'm not a noodler. I don't put notes down and see what fits and then try something else as much as I do get the idea for the fully completed section or track or whatever in my head and just try to massage it into existence. Literally on the keyboard. I just mash my hands around until it sounds like what I'm thinking.
I hear that's how I was born.
Yeah. It has been rumored. Lumion, good call. Is there some kind of health meter? You could make several tracks that are audible and you have a certain amount of HP. I actually did that in Blood Rain Betrayal. There's a heartbeat piano track that comes on when you're at low health, and it's a completely different composition. It's the piano part from the metal track, but changed a bunch. But it still plays at the same time. Yeah, it's possible to do that, but I'm focusing right now on just through scoring the level itself to try to evoke the right emotional response when you see scenery in the background, more than what their characters are saying. Because the scenery and the music will combine to create a certain kind of emotion that complements what the characters are saying naturally, because the visuals already do. I'm seeing it from when I was watching before. I can tell that things line up and seem to be more dangerous when they look more dangerous in this level. So it's pretty much a slam dunk as far as pacing goes. Like right here, yeah. There's so many layers of it. There's waterfalls. There's fog. There's like all kinds of jagged rocks sticking out, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel you can see, so there's some... Oh shit, it's a waterfall actually. It turns out you get splashed, so we can even put flourishes in there. There's so much we can do to accentuate the picture.
That last waterfall used to be something that would extinguish the fire that was on her, but we had to remove the fire earlier on.
Ah. ESRB?
Not so much that it just didn't make sense in gameplay, so...
Yeah. It just didn't work there. Oh, man. And the ocean level where it's getting dangerous and you can already start to see the red creeping in because of the reflection in the background. It already seems like on troubled waters. The water's choppy and just kind of... Occasionally things are flying out at you.
Electric destruction.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. All right, I'm going to keep jogging around. I'm just trying to familiarize myself with the pacing and timing of this to the point where I can once through it and actually hear something decent. I love that transition. The narrow canyon to just into this wide open freaking orangish reddish area. And then we're into the crunchy area. Into Crunchy Town. Won't you take me to Crunchy Town?
Sorry if I'm a little quiet. It's one of those things where if somebody I know is concentrating, I generally just keep absolutely quiet.
Hey,
I appreciate it, but you haven't hung out here enough.
I am...
Ben will tell you. I'm concentrating all the time, no matter what else I'm doing, and I do a lot of other things. Mostly wandering around and just ranting like a madman all day long. And like Ben will randomly come and do the same thing. We try to keep a social life going throughout the workday, so that we don't feel like we're overwhelmed all the time. I'm the most hermit-like of the crew, but they pull me out sometimes. And besides, I
I'm
work
just
with an
pretending
audience
to
now, and
be-
I'm trying to interact with the crew here. You know, the streaming audience, while I'm also concentrating as well. Basically, I've introduced distractions into my life intentionally so that I can overcome them.
Yeah, me too. Right.
You know, if I can work in front of an audience, I can work with the vacuum cleaner going in the back. It doesn't matter if a dog barking at me. You know, I could be riding a freaking the Iron Bull at the bar, just tracking in Ableton at the same time. I'm hearing music in my head while I'm talking to you, so it works. It's been a year in the making to be able to work that way confidently and comfortably, but that's how radio DJs, radio talk show people, manage to stay on track with whatever they're talking about. They have to mentally keep track of what they're doing and concentrate on the pacing, on the time ahead, on what you need to do next while you're actually delivering the last sentence. I've been reading up on like radio DJ techniques, how to do it smoothly, because I mumble a lot while I'm working.
My sister's a radio DJ.
Oh man, bring her over.
She's a radio DJ in New Jersey.
Bring
But
her
hey,
out.
We'll work on it. She
Man.
actually visited a couple weeks ago, and her show's doing a thing. They have a marathon this week. If you guys are into WFMU, get your FM on.
Oh,
I
man.
don't think it's FM based, but I'm telling you, neat music, interesting show. But she's telling me about like how to kind of get away from herself to be different on radio, to not just introduce songs and kind of, well, that was the promotional trailer, just instead of being so, I guess, dry about it. It takes a little bit of carelessness to kind of ramble, which is, I guess, what I primarily do on stream. Today, though, I'm acting like this is my best Parasite cosplay I could pull together. But Sunglasses Spider, I think, is here to stay. I'm pretty happy with the response.
Speaking of audience, I'm really glad to see these people here. I mean, I get distracted easily, and especially today when there's
There's one sitting behind me. You can't see it; it's too small on the camera. But we got him.
Oh no!
I'm pretty distracted. I haven't actually opened up Zelda yet. I hear it tastes terrible, but I'm looking forward to it.
What have you touched? Because I have tried it, and I'm not going to talk about it. I definitely want to engage the chat in that, but we are not that stream. But I know we were talking about the charm of it before the stream, and kind of Nintendo. Where did my old friend go?
Well, if I were to get into detail on that, it's that Nintendo has this charm, this magic. It's almost like Disney in a way, where they put a little bit of life, color, and magic. I can't put it any other way. And so when you boot up the Wii U, you see all of these Miis, and you hear them talking, and they show pictures of what other people have drawn and things like that. With the 3DS, you hear background sounds, and there's music to the eShop. Even the NES Classic, that little thing, has background music, and if you don't play anything, you see Mario and Luigi messing with the settings and changing things, and it's magical. But when I boot up the Switch, there's nothing. There's no sound, there's no music, there's no flowing color. It's just squares, and if I didn't have a game for it at all, there would be nothing at all. There's no interacting with Mii's, there's no Street Pass type stuff, there's no get to know your hardware. It's just empty, and I am very much not used to that when it comes to Nintendo.
It's hyper minimalist, yeah.
It just feels maybe that it was early. Maybe they were in a rush to get through console before fiscal 20 whatever, but I don't know. I hope they bring it back. It's kind of hard to not do that after launch, though. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
my screen just went out for good, I think.
Well,
Oh, it's back. Nope.
Robbie's on drugs.
I could work at 1080i. That would fix it, but it would destroy my eyes.
What you need is 8 eyes,
Oh
like
yeah,
myself. Then you could see,
dude.
you could see interlay screen, and you could have 2 head-mounted displays on, and be totally. I'm sorry.
Let's see if we can pull that off. Let's start with what? Let's go with the Oculus. We'll put that on first.
Oh, nice.
All right, and then
How
then
many
we'll
can you wear?
stick
Good to
one in
me.
the middle here. How many headsets
good
can
to
we
me.
put on?
Oh yes, this I like.
All right. Never mind it. Well,
Seems like
no, I can't see
vibrations
that.
can set it
Careful.
off.
Oh, here we are. All right. Oh, nope, that didn't stay. Good thing I have a lap.
This is
Let's see if we can get this to work.
this
All right. It's
is
all
the
a balancing
gear up
act.
challenge.
Oh, nope.
gosh. I hope you have
I
carpet.
can't do it. You're the man. Six.
I'm wearing
lenses.
2 headsets right now.
I
Does
can't
that
do
count? This or not? It's a different headset. From
I'm
headphones.
just dropping headsets left and right.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So
Lumion Games, we have that. We're ready. Updates are still a thing. I think that we can, get that. I think we can get that in there. I don't know why Discord's generating terrain, but hey.
So, chat, I'm interested. Based on what you see here, would you be interested in seeing something like Vanguard V, not necessarily in VR, but
I'm
with
stuck.
tilting assisted controls on a Switch? Because for me, I think everything in VR, but I'd be interested in thinking what you guys think on taking something that's VR and bringing it back a generation. There's a lot of influences on rail shooters here, so it might work out, but you don't really get the sense of scale like you do in VR. So I'm curious what you guys think.
word. Oh, that waterfall. Yeah. There's a lot of key hit points in here. A lot of stuff to bank off. I can pivot between happy and sad parts with a little bit of questioning tone. I'm trying to reduce this to just the raw emotions I'm trying to convey in each section. Like right here is a pretty a serious bit where this meteorite flies overhead. What is the meteorite?
It's another means for invading.
So it's malignant.
Some of those are there for colonizing areas. With the basic parasite, they kind of absorb the DNA of the local life form to kind of skip that evolutionary process. And others are just rocks to destroy the area. They cause a lot of damage, and you see some of that. One of those hit the planet on level 1 if you look down in a certain spot.
But this one in particular is a bad, and this is a designed meteorite.
Yes.
So it is a serious issue.
So one of the things we're doing for that particular one is we're really expanding the smoke. So when there's more to clear up, but it takes all the color and grays it down to really emphasize that impact
Nice.
a little more. And the enemies here that are just popping up, those are our placeholder parasites. We're going to be putting the guys who actually jump from the surface of the water, so we can see them a little more. You know those little skimming water things from Mario 64? They got like 4 legs. They look kind of spider-like.
Oh yeah,
We're going to be going with something along those lines. So you can see these
skimmer
guys
bugs.
who right now are in the foliage and stuff, so they're hard to see. But we're going to be putting them on the water instead.
Sweet. Okay, cool. So that's another hit point right there.
Addressing some stuff in chat.
This is good feedback. Man, our chat is the best. I love everyone in our community so far. What? I didn't say anything. Robbie. Did you get a radio communication? Guilty is charged. Guilty is charged, over.
If you guys have the Oculus Touch controllers, we don't have it ready for Vive yet, but I spent a solid amount of time working on the haptics so that the waveform data that's going into your ears is translated to your hands just as well. And I made it in stereo, so when the meteorite hits to the left, you feel it to the left, or when it's passing overhead, it goes from the right to the left. I wanted to make it as physical as I possibly could. And I think it really adds a lot, honestly. So I'm hoping that the Vive version comes out just as good.
Yeah. I want to play it on anything it's available on, obviously. It doesn't matter to me. I'll play it on every VR headset and every console that I can play it on. I love games where you're flying.
Yes, me too.
I want to make so badly a flight sim someday, but like an Ace Combat parody. I've told you about this idea, Justin, like multiple times, I'm sure. I've told Ben about it a bunch too. I really want to make it like so bad.
Oh, as long as there's some elements from that side-scrolling shooter that you introduced me to, where it was just absolutely ridiculous.
Wow, why can't I remember it? Boogie Wings. Boogie Wings is hilarious. That game is brilliant. It's so good. The first time I knocked a Ferris wheel off the rolls and it just started rolling along, Katamari style.
Mm-hmm.
This is like in the early 90s, man. This was like unheard of. Data East is weird. Was this Data East? I think it was Data East.
Oh, I don't know.
It has that absurdist kind of humor, you know? Where like, let's just make Robot Santa Claus as a boss. Like, fuck it.
Yep.
And the music is so good. All right, but I can't think of that. I gotta think of this. I'll get wrapped up thinking of Boogie Wings music.
Checking up chat. So, another game came out today, other than Zelda. It has something to do with shovels, I think.
It's possible. I'm trying not to think about it too hard.
I'm trying to find a topic that's not going to distract you.
I'm so excited for it, but I'm so nervous. I'm not worried about anything. I'm just like, you know, it's like your baby's out there in the world now for everybody to love or hate, but they're going to love it though. I think it's the best Shovel Knight yet.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I love Plague Knight, but I think they've outdone it. What? What do you mean? No. That person just now? That's like next door or something. We should change the channel on these walkie-talkies unless we want to get some interesting, like maybe they'll, what do you call like sex walkie-talking, like not sexting, like soggy talking. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it from now on.
It has to sound moist somehow.
It's like, oh baby, that's what I like. Keep doing that. Over.
Interesting story on that. Back in the mid 90s or so, we had a wireless phone, and I unplugged the base, and I could clearly hear my neighbor's call. And it was a couple of old ladies talking about how to relieve stress. And I held my mouth closed and stuff like this because what they were going into was not what I expected. One said, "Hey, have you ever tried a swirly?" And she's like, "What's a swirly?" Well, first, hear me out. You take your head and you stick it in the toilet and you flush. And it just releases all of your stress. And the other one was like, "Really?
That did not happen."
No, that totally happened.
No way.
I'm telling you, right next door to 5511 Bancroft in Lincoln, Nebraska, I heard an old woman talk about giving herself a swirly for stress relief.
Are there like a significant number of old ladies that give themselves swirlies in the privacy of their homes?
Maybe this is some unknown thing. I don't know.
Was this on like Dr. Phil or something? What the hell? Self-swirling in the toilet?
Now I'm wondering if that would work. Like, if you could put soap in the top part, could you wash your hair really fast? But yeah, that was nuts. It actually took me a minute to process what it was I heard because it was just so out there. I didn't believe it until it was nuts.
My mind is blown. I'm broken right now. I'm looking at this video, thinking about swirlies and toilets. That's impossible. Man, that's a thing, isn't it? That lady had a swirly fetish. That's awesome. All right. I think I'm ready to start laying down some notes pretty soon here. Let me watch the very beginning and just think about it for a minute.
That's always my favorite part when you do these streams is hearing the first note.
No, I gotta get from before that. But how long is this gonna be? Let's see. It's right here, so I need to. Shh. Again. More. All right, let's turn on a metronome. That's the first step, not the note. I gotta find a tempo that jives with my head radio here. All right, we're at 115 now. Too slow. Let me move the video up so I can start it on the bar. Whoops. Let me move this back a beat. So that's when it starts, right? When it starts moving, it goes away from the interface and launches.
Yep.
That's exactly when the music will start. Cool. All right, I got it pretty much where it needs to be. All right, let's make the video window pretty small. A flat, probably. All right. Let me actually cut the video off here. So it goes like that, yeah. Yeah. I need to load up a harp, that's for sure. If I've never been sure of anything in my life, it's that I need a harp pretty soon. However, I don't know what my channels are being used for here. I think I go up to, this one goes to 11. Does it? Yeah. So I have room for more instruments in here. Cool. Oh, that's a contact though. It's not a play, is it? All right, whatever. 3 and 4. Yeah. Trill, half, and whole. All right, I gotta cover my bases, see what I have orchestra-wise that I might need to use for this. All right. Sorry, this is so boring.
Oh no, well maybe for others,
You can't
but
hear
this
the
is
music yet,
fascinating
but
to
it's
me.
there. Interesting. I could take things in that direction. Which part do I want to... All right, well, the first thing we're going to do is get a piano going in here. Sorry, I gotta resize my shit here. Come on. Oh, come on. I still can't grab it. It's up there. There we go. Wow, do I not have a bass section? Or is it just... Yeah, I gotta fade it up. Marker time. Alright, cool. Yeah, sorry the screen is flickery. It's we're troubleshooting an issue with our video converter that's in my office. It's got a loose connection somewhere, I think. We've been jiggling it around all night trying to make it stable, but it's misbehaving a bit. That sucks. Oh man, it's really bad now. Hang on. Let me see if I can... Ah. Sorry. Yeah, I think we need to see about investing in our... Yeah. Yeah, but you don't see a mouse cursor. It's really unusable. And yeah, the for the screen capture, scan converter. They won't be able to see what I'm doing on the screen. Oh man, I'm so not used to working at the screen resolution. There's always something, you know. It's always some like, you know, man, haven't done this in a while. Moreover, why is this velocity thing not scaling properly? Hello. That's buggy. Yeah, there we go. Hello. What? Okay. Yep. What's going on in that double screen there? Oh, nice.
Oh, a stream's no fun unless there's a couple of pages in there, right?
All right, cool. Man, no, not cool. This velocity display. Hang on. Whatever. I'll just use it like that. What's up? Oh, man. NDI. Ah, shit. All right. I'm up on NDI now. Oh, and it doesn't show any dialog boxes, so I'm not sure if it's going to show the video at all, which means we will have to do something else, because... You got it? What? Do you have the right NDI? Hold up. Screen 2. Screen 3. Yeah, there we go. But does it show the video? Yes, it does. Excellent. All right, cool. Are we good? Yeah. Well, I can't think about it anymore. I have to get back onto this or I'm going to lose it completely. Sorry. Whoops. 16 times. Oh, come on. 16th quantize, 8. All right, cool. Yeah, excellent. Need to make this taller, I guess, to see more of the real estate there. Oh, yeah. Why does this velocity track keep getting huge?
Because it's excited. Bad joke.
I gotta turn my polyphony up in the synth. I'm doing too thick string arrangements. It's not handling it. It's like, no, I can't play any more notes. Go away. It's this one. Oh, come on, don't freeze on me. There you go. Max voice is 600 and it's still flipping out on me? I already had this problem and this was not the solution apparently. But regardless, it needs expression. I can clean some of this up by reducing these. I can avoid new notes triggering. That should help actually a lot. Mm-hmm. The power of legato. Wait. Whoop! I started too high on there. This is gonna be tricky timing wise. Oh, now it's scaling properly. Hey, get rid of that. Mm. Actually, I could just copy paste this down an octave. Save me a little bit of time having to perform that correctly the second time. There you go. In large part, thank you. Ooh, wow, that's quite a transition there. The timing on these strings, the attack is so mushy and weird that you have to play it just right to get it sounding good. Yeah. Whoops. Close enough. Hey, that didn't work. Now it will. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, I need to glue these together so I can edit the modulation so it doesn't carry over into this section here. Nice. Whoops. Oh, come on. That's not cool. There we go. Go away. There you go. Okay. Now let's start massaging this into place. Yeah, it's got to be a little louder than that. There's going to be more stuff happening in here. It's not just these strings. Nice. Whoops. Nice. Whoops. It's too peaky. I'm actually laying down the ornamentation first. Sometimes you do things in different orders.
And sometimes you don't.
You know?
Like restroom breaks and stuff, I guess.
You guys don't realize it, but you just heard the main motif of the song.
It's part of why I find this so fascinating is that you're pulling this out of your mind and laying it down for the rest of us.
That is literally what is happening. It's sometimes variously formed in my mind, but it's there. I wasn't recording, but amazingly, there is a function called retrospective MIDI record that, in fact, it was listening, and in fact, it recorded. It just didn't keep it unless you hit that. So even if you're just hitting play, you could still go back and rescue a take that you didn't think you recorded. It's recording all the time. Creepy. These velocities, though, are all over the map in this particular string patch. All right, cool. Well, man, I'm way out of pace in there. That's not good at all. Done. Oh no, my MIDI pipe isn't running.
Oh no!
That's not what this is, believe it or not. That's not what I call it, the MIDI pipe. I got to blow. It's just a program that translates the controller number 2 from this into controller number 11. So, hey, takes breath control, turns it into expression.
Oh, brilliant. I made a little Arduino thing that did that for one of my touchpad music things. It wouldn't receive MIDI notes, and it pissed me off.
Yep.
So I made this little translation box out of nothing. I like that. I'm going to spend a week in learning this stuff, and it ended up taking a couple hours. Arduinos are awesome.
Yeah, they are. I really, really love them. All right, let's go. Too much of a peak. Ah. That doesn't sound out of place at all. Not quite, but let's move on from that. Never speak of it again. It's old-timey time here in Vanguard territory.
put a nice sepia tone shader on it.
Yeah. It's too fast. Scrolling up and down to try to find my strings. It scrolls too fast, so it skips them every time. Lovely interface.
First world
Annoyances.
problems.
Yeah. No. Whoops. I don't need that one in there. Whoop. There you go. Get it. Get it. Get it, boy. Oh, move it over. Nice. I have a record input lag, so I have to move all my parts over all the time, constantly. It's a muscle memory at this point. When playing certain instruments, you play them and they register early sometimes. I need my expression back. Here we go. How Jake got his groove back. Play in 3 parts.
I gotta step out for just a minute.
Word. I'll be here. We'll be
Sweet.
around.
I'll be right back.
All right. What is that? Oh, that's early. Ah. That's why. Whoops. Not that one. That's not going to support that kind of harmony just yet. Oops. Redo. Surgery time. Yeah. Come on.